You were a whore before you got saved. Now you're a wife that can't be touched. And here's the truth that nobody in your church is going to tell you. The church vilified the very gift God designed for marriage. So when she finally got the ring, when she finally had permission, her nervous system still thought she was sinning. The permission came, but she didn't.
What?
Because the shame didn't leave. And if that's you, whether you're married, whether you're in a relationship, but you're already feeling this video is for you. Before we get into that, I'm Roneshia, and if nobody has checked on you today, that is exactly why I'm here. Y'all ready for this?
Tired of just surviving, ready to heal. Gotta take some action, do more than kneel. I kept blaming.
Now, I need y'all to stay with me on this because this is one of these videos that the church isn't going to make. Your husband's pastor is not going to preach it, and your mom, God bless her heart, she definitely didn't teach it. So y'all are left with me. I'm going to just say it. There are Christian wives, good women, saved women who love God and they love their husbands, but they don't want to have sex. Everybody in the marriage is suffering and nobody has language for what is actually happening. The husband thinks it's him. She thinks something is wrong with her. And the church just tells her to pray and submit. None of that is the diagnosis. None of it. This is not about porn. This is not about performance. This is not about your wife's character or her love for you. This is about fear, shame, and a body that learned to shut down long before she ever said I do. By the time this video is over, you're going to have language for what's happening. And if you're the wife, you're going to feel seen in a way that your therapist might not have even gotten to yet. Let's go. Before I get into this, can I just say this early? I don't want any man in my comment section talking about, that's right, you tell her da-da-da when you know you ain't treating your wife right. Oh, okay. You don't count. Now, I need to introduce you to 3 women. At least one of them is you. Maybe even all 3. The first woman, she had a past. She was out there. Whatever out there means for her story. She found God. She got saved. She cleaned up her life. She did the work. She married a good man. Now, in the privacy of her bedroom, the bedroom that is supposed to be holy and safe and covenant, she subconsciously punishes herself. She pulls away, she goes cold, and she doesn't even always know why. She just knows that every time she allows herself to feel something, she hears this whisper that says, you don't deserve this. Women like you don't get to feel good about this. Baby, that's not conviction. That's shame. And there is a difference. The second woman, she did everything right. She waited. She guarded herself. She wore the purity ring. She didn't give her boom boom away. She saved herself for marriage like she was taught. And on her wedding night, or maybe shortly after, she expected something to just click. Like God would just flip a switch and all of a sudden, everything she was ever told that was sinful and dangerous and off limits would just suddenly feel natural and free. She's on her wedding night thinking God is going to download some type of software update. Shame deleted, desire unlocked. You may now proceed. Yeah, it didn't work like that. She cannot get out of her head. She can't relax. She cannot stop wondering if she is doing it right, or if it's too much, or if this makes her one of those women now because she's enjoying it. She married into the permission and still couldn't access the freedom. Lord. The third woman, she's been married for years. This is not new. She loves her husband. He treats her well. She's not unhappy, but somewhere along the way, her desire just left. Or maybe it was never there the way she expected. And her husband, the man who loves her, this man is not a bad man, but now he's starting to take it personally. He's pulling away. He's quiet. He thinks it's about him. He thinks she's not attracted to him anymore, and she has no language for what is happening inside her body. She doesn't know how to explain that it's not him. She doesn't know how to explain that she wants to want to. She just knows something is blocked, something is heavy, and she doesn't know where it came from. These are not exceptions. These are patterns, and they're wired into the nervous system. Now, let me show you how they got there. We're just going to start here because I feel like people skip this part. They go straight to the physical sex, without understanding that physical intimacy is a downstream of emotional intimacy. You cannot open your body to someone you don't feel emotionally safe with. And the church, as much as I love her, did not teach us emotional safety. She taught us rules. If it's getting darker, my lighting is probably going up and down. It's cloudy outside, I have the window up, ring light on. Just ignore it. As long as you can hear my voice, y'all good. Don't do this before marriage. Don't dress like that. Don't make him stumble. Don't be too much. Don't be sexual. Be pure. Be modest. Guard your heart. She gave us a list of what not to do. She gave us no blueprint for how to feel. So many women grew up in church learning that their bodies were dangerous, that their femininity was a stumbling block for the men, that their desire, if they had it, was something to be ashamed of and shut down. And then we hand them a marriage license and expect them to just feel free automatically. Here's what purity culture also did that we don't talk about enough. It taught women to override their own instincts in the name of submission, to say yes even when their body said no, to smile through discomfort because being a good wife meant being available. If she can't say, I don't feel like it, or that hurt, without the fear of being called unspiritual or unsubmissive, she will numb herself instead of attuning to her body. Numbing is not the same as healing. Numbing is survival. And we have a whole generation of Christian wives who have been numbing in their marriages and calling it holiness. Is that benediction number one? Baby girl, that's not holiness. That is a nervous system in protect mode. Now I want to talk about what happens in the body. This is where it gets really real. This is also where most marriage advice completely fails women. Christian sex therapists, and yes, they exist and they are wonderful, have noted something that the church is not talking about. Shame has a physical address in the body. Pelvic floor tension, vaginismus. I don't even know how to say this. Let me spell it for y'all. Vaginismus, whatever that word is. This is when the muscles involuntarily tighten and make sex painful or impossible. Chronic physical tightness, low arousal, low desire. Those are not spiritual problems. These are physiological responses to years of being told explicitly or implicitly, your body is dangerous. Your desire is dirty. Pleasure isn't for you. The good girl body, the one that did everything right, the one that guarded herself, is often a body that is chronically braced. Tight hips, tight pelvis. A physical posture of protection that reduces blood flow, reduces sensation, and makes genuine pleasure really difficult to access. I know somebody's husband is watching this right now like, I told her this wasn't normal. Sir, do not use this video as evidence in an argument. This is not what we're doing here. Thank you. I say this with love, but I need you to hear this. Low desire is not always low desire. Sometimes it's a body that has learned to guard itself from shame, danger, and performance anxiety. And you cannot pray the pelvic floor tension away. You cannot submit your way out of a nervous system that is stuck in protection mode. The body keeps the score. And in this case, her body has been keeping score since she was 14 years old, sitting in a purity seminar, being told that her worth was tied to her virginity. Real quick, if this is hitting different right now, I need you to drop something in the comments. You don't have to write an essay. Just say the body keeps score and I'll know exactly where you are. And if you have been watching me for a while and you haven't subscribed yet, girl, what are you doing? Most of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed to me. Hit that subscribe button. I'm out here saving marriages for free 99. The least you can do is subscribe. Hit the like button too. Okay, let's keep going because this next part is where it all connects and this earring is working my last nerve. I'm about to snatch it out. I want to go back to something I said at the top of the video because now you're ready to hear it differently. You were a whore before you got saved. Now you're a wife who can't be touched. That line isn't just provocative, it's a nervous system diagnosis. The same nervous system pattern that she used to stay safe in sin, the guilt, the shame, the hypervigilance, the bracing, is now keeping her safe from pleasure inside her marriage. Her body doesn't know the difference between the shame she felt at 21 after a one-night stand and the shame she feels at 34 in a covenant marriage, when she allows herself to fully enjoy her husband, it's the same circuitry. And for the woman who waited, who never had a past, her nervous system learned to associate any sexual feeling with the danger, with sin, with, you're about to cross the line. So even after the wedding, even after the ring, even with God's permission, her body fires the same alarm. Danger. This feels wrong. Shut it down. This is not some flaw that you have. This is religious trauma. And religious trauma lives in the body. It shows up as hypervigilance, always scanning for whether she's doing too much, whether she's being too loud, whether she's too into it. It shows up as emotional shutdown, going somewhere else in her head during intimacy. It shows up as avoidance, making herself busy, making herself tired, making herself invisible so the moment never arrives. This is not her being selfish. This is her nervous system doing exactly what it was trained to do. Protect her from something that was labeled as sin for decades. You cannot willpower your way out of a nervous system response. You have to heal it. Okay, I need to flip this now because I don't want you to leave this video only feeling the weight of what was done to you. I want you to leave with the truth of who God actually is. God invented sex. Type that in the comments if you're not scared. Who has that song? They gonna think I invented sex. Is it Chris Brown, Jeremiah? I don't know, but God invented it. Okay, not the church, not your pastor, not purity culture. God. He designed the body for pleasure. I just feel like y'all need to send me an offering after this video. Keep it together, Roneshia. You held it together for this long. He designed connection. He designed the kind of intimacy that two people can have in covenant that mirrors the intimacy he desires to have with us. Don't take that out of context, but it's in scripture. Go read the Song of Solomon in the Message version. It's in your Bible. The distortion came later when the church weaponized do not deprive each other as a tool of entitlement instead of mutual stewardship. She turned a gift into an obligation. When she tied a woman's worth to her virginity, she turned the body into a transaction. When she told women their desire was dangerous and their bodies were a stumbling block, she lied. God did not give you a body to apologize for. He gave you a body to inhabit, to enjoy, and to share safely with the one he has given you. And I also want to talk to my single women who are watching this and they're already noticing the pattern, already noticing you shut down or you go cold. Something in you can't be fully present even when you want to be. I'm not here to debate your choices, baby. That's between you and God. What I am here to tell you is that this is a nervous system issue, not a moral failing. And if you don't address it now, you will carry it right on into your marriage. You will hand it to the man God gives you, and neither of you will have the language for it. So, whether you're married or not, the healing is available to you now. I want to leave you with a few things that they might not be saying in the marriage conferences. The things that don't make it to the How to Have a Thriving Christian Sex Life webinar, because somebody needs to say it out loud and y'all be acting scared. So, sexual shutdown is a trauma response. It is not a sin. When a woman goes numb, avoidance, or frozen in intimacy, that's not her being selfish or rebellious. That is a nervous system that has decided connection is not safe. Treat it as a wound, not a flaw. Number 2, submission was never supposed to mean no means yes. Some people were taught that a good wife sacrifices, gives in, makes herself available even when she is uncomfortable. That is not covenant. That is a setup for resentment and shutdown. And that is why you have women who are married and they feel like they are being raped by their husbands. Number 3, the double bind is real. Women were told their bodies were sinful and needed to be covered. They were also told they needed to be fully responsive to their husband. You cannot hold both at the same time without something breaking. And what breaks is desire. And number 4, the lack of sex in a Christian marriage is not a wife failure. It is a systems level problem. And it starts in the theology she was handed long before she met him. All right, so before I send you to this call of action, I want to give you something tangible, something you can do today. If you are the wife, I want you to take out your notes app, a journal, a napkin, whatever is near you. And I want you to write down one message your church or purity culture gave you about your body and sex. Just one. It might be something that was said directly. It might be something you absorbed from silence, something that was never said. Write it down and then write what you wish your body was free to feel instead. The gap between those two sentences, that's where your healing lives. If you are the husband, I want you to go home tonight and ask your wife one question. Not, why don't you want me? Not, what's wrong with you? Ask her, what would make it feel safer to be sexual with me? And then, and I need you to hear this, listen, don't fix it, don't defend yourself, don't compare her to anything. Just listen, because the fact that she answers at all is the beginning of everything. Now, if you've been watching this video and something in you said, you know what, this is me, I need you to hear what I'm about to say. Naming it is free. That's what I just did for you. But integration, the actual healing, that requires support. As a woman who survived verbal abuse from my own mother, spiritual abuse in the church, and years of my own body in survival mode, I built something specifically for women like you. The Clarity Reset is where we start. This is going to be the beginning of understanding your own nervous system, your own patterns, and why your body has been responding the way it does. The link is in the description. If you are ready to go deeper, if you are a wife, a woman who is in a relationship, or a woman who wants to get ahead of this before her next chapter, Bloom is my 8 or 16-week coaching container where we do all this work together. Inner healing, deliverance, nervous system healing, all of it in one room. The only question is whether you're ready to stop surviving the very thing that was supposed to stay secret. If you want to apply for Bloom, the link is in the description as well. I'll see you in the next video, and I hope you go home and have some amazing, safe, shame-free sex.
I kept blaming heaven for what still bled in me, but the bruises had a name and they came from deep. So I let it surface, I let it speak. Hands open now on my bent knees. It was never fate, it was a wound problem.